This is our first lesson, history, 7th class. Major topics of the chapter. In this chapter, what are the major topics? Introduction, major political developments, importance of geographical knowledge, keeping records, new social and political groups, world and new religions. In this chapter, these are the important. We are going to study about these headings. See that three periods. Our history is divided into three periods. What are that three periods? We will see. First one, ancient period, medieval period and modern period. These are the three periods of the history. Medieval period or medieval age. The medieval period in India spans over a millennium, 1000 years, from 8th century AD to 18th century AD. Medieval age in India considered from 8th century AD to 18th century AD. But in Europe, the medieval age began in 5th century AD. In Europe, first only, compared to ours, in our India, medieval age started in 8th century, but in Europe, the medieval age started in 5th century only. Two phases of medieval age in India. What are the two phases of medieval age in India? We will see. The medieval age period in India can be divided broadly into two phases. First one is early medieval period, 8th century AD to 13th century AD, and later medieval period. Later medieval period is 13th century AD to 18th century AD. So, two phases of medieval age in India. Early medieval period. The early medieval period, 8th century to 13th century, saw power struggles among religious kingdoms of both north and south. In this period, 8th to 13th century, our historians struggle for religion. New religions came up, and also the new religions and struggles and new kings and kingdoms were established in our country. Okay, the Rajput in the North India, the Rajputs are the kingdom. So Rajput kingdom was established in North India, and the Cholas in South India. Chola kingdom was established in the South India, prominent kingdom. These two are the very important kingdoms in this century. What are the two kingdoms? Rajput kingdom in North and Cholas kingdom in South. The distinctive cultural characteristics of the regional kingdoms spread in a new religion that came under them. So because of these new kingdoms also established new religious. One of religions are changed time to time, depend on the which kingdom was went to rule. Okay, depends on the kingdoms, the religions also changed. Later medieval age. So what are the later medieval age? Muslim conquerors from Central Asia, especially Turkey and Afghanistan, Afghans and Mughals ruled in India. Who ruled Muslim rulers in India? Turkey and Afghans and Mughals. These came from other countries, and they came to India and they fought in wars against our kingdoms, and they won in the wars, and they established their kingdoms, and they ruled our India kingdom. The Khilji, the Tughlaqs and Mughals established mighty dynasties. Mughals, Tughlaqs and Khiljis, they established their dynasty in our Indian country. Okay, they ruled many years. Islamic customs influenced political, economical, social and cultural in life in India, and Indo-Islamic culture grew in big ways. Not only this, Islamic cultures also they established in India, and their economy, they introduced their economy, their social and their cultural life, all their culture and history they imposed on our country, and our culture developed as a Indo-Islamic culture grown up in our country. Next, European traders. European traders, they came to India because of the purpose of trade and commerce, and to develop their markets in India. They came to India and they established their kingdoms also. Towards the end of the 15th century, Europeans began direct trade with Indian seaports. So India has three directions and three areas we have sea routes, Indian Ocean, Arabian Sea, and Bay of Bengal. These are the many sources, many waterways, seaports are established due to these waterways and other these European traders. Portuguese were the first country from Europe. They came to India and they started their dynasty, their ruling in our country. Like first Portuguese, after that English, means Britain they came, and Dutch and French. These European countries came to India for the purpose of trade and marketing, and they established their ruling in our country. Okay, and by the mid 18th century, the British beat the French to be dominant political force in India. This marked the beginning of the modern age. When the Britishers and French, they fought against each other to got the power of Indian political ruling, and in this Britishers beat by French, and the Britishers established their dynasty and their ruling in our country. This is marked as a modern age. Importance of geographical knowledge. Geographical knowledge, especially maps, help you to understand the region better. Maps are played very dominant and predominant role, key role, very important role played to know the directions of the country and regional resources of the country. These all are helped by these maps. These maps are played very important role. Geographical features of region and region's location with respect of other regions explains why a region prospered or remained isolated or was invaded frequently. Cartography and medieval India. Cartography or a map making was known as ancient India. Cartography means it is a reading about the scientific map. Okay, reading about the maps is called as a cartography. And the worldwide growth of trade and the expansions of the emperors during the medieval period created the need for accurate maps. So because of the creation of the accurate maps, they used that historians, that cartographers who makes cartography, the map, who make a map is called as a cartographer. Okay, he is an expert in making a maps. The Arabs and Europeans who undertook long journeys over the land and sea developed cartography. Arabs and Europeans, they put very interest on to make the cartography, to make the maps. Why? Because of their trade purpose, because of their marketing purpose, they need to prepare the maps to go to other continents and other countries by the seaways and by the landways. Because of their purpose, they made a cartography. It is a scientific preparation of the maps. Okay, India was introduced to cartography by Arabs and Europeans. Who introduced cartography in India? Arabs and Europeans. They introduced cartography in India to know the means. Here cartography means maps, making the maps, and making the through maps they know the directions. Okay, what are the directions and in what are the natural resources, in which places we get in India had resources. These all are known through this cartography. Al-Idirsi and his upside down map. Al-Idirsi, first in 12th century cartographer from Morocco. Who Al-Idirsi is belonged to the Morocco country in the 12th century. His upside down map has Arabia at the center and India to its left. He prepared upside down map. Okay, it is the first map, scientific map prepared by the Al-Idirsi. Okay, this map was prepared upside down. Above India is island which could be Sri Lanka. Below Arabia is Turkey and further down Europe. But by the end of the medieval period, cartography became more accurate. Okay, this cartography played a key role to know the places, to know the directions of the countries. medieval maps of India. So most of the medieval maps of India were drawn by sailors. Who are sailors? Sailors, they came from they are the sea travelers. Sailors are the sea travelers. They travel from the seas and they know the routes of country to country. They find out the sea routes to the one country to another country. Okay. So sailors are developed medieval India maps. Okay. And coastal regions and coastal places, because mostly they travel from the seaways, travel from the waterways, so they developed coastal area maps. These sailors, hence these maps shown coastal areas in more detail than the interior region. So they don't want the interior regions. They don't want the whole of our Indian country. They want to only the coastal areas. Means what is the coastal area? If you see the Gujarat to West Bengal, these all region, these nine states have a long coastal area. India has a very long coastal area. These coastal, they want to know about these coastal areas. Who? Sailors. Place names. Medieval maps and writings of medieval authors provide valuable information about the geographical features and names of the places in those times. So these places, they give their names for that places, which places they came. For that places they give some of the names. Okay, but the names of the places mentioned in those documents and maps may have changed over time. So depends on their convenience, they gave some of the names which places they visited. Historians have to find out the present names and match it with old names. Okay, these present names and old names are going to change, and some of the period of the time they are going to change the names. Medieval scholars who visited India. Okay, Al-Biruni and Kitab, he wrote Al-Biruni. He came from the Central Asia and he visited the which dynasty? He visited the dynasty of Al-Biruni and Ibn Battuta. They came to the medieval period and they visited some of the kingdoms in India, and they wrote about that how was in those days, how was the society, how the king was ruling, and what are the taxes they imposed, how was the society in those days. These all are they wrote in their books. These are, what is the name of the Al-Biruni book? The Al-Biruni wrote the book Kitab al-Hind, and Ibn Battuta wrote his work Rihal. In these books they wrote about, and in those times how was the society, all that information they wrote on their books. Medieval scholars who visited India. Records keeping. In the medieval kingdoms in India, records were maintained properly. So in medieval period they maintained records very regularly. They maintained records for the purpose of their ruling. At the time paper came into wide use as a writing material. In those days only, in medieval India, in medieval period only, this paper came into use very effectively. They used this paper, and these documents are now preserved in the archives, a place where historical documents are maintained by the government. What is archives? Archives is a place where the government maintained historical documents. Nature of the medieval documents. Medieval records of land revenue and grants, work of religious literature and secular works such as travel writing, history and science are preserved till date. In those days, how was the land revenue, how they divided into the land, and which tax are they imposed on those people in those times, what are the taxes they imposed on the people, and what are the grants they gave to the people, what are the levies they followed, and travelers, so how that works are going on in those time, and how the science and technology was developed at that time. These all are the documents they safeguarded, they secured. Prasastis, Rajatarangini. Most of the historical works are prasastis or elogies, which are writing praising somebody, usually a ruler. They praised these rulers, these historians, they praised that king, and they wrote books. One exception is Kalhana's Rajatarangani, History of Kashmir, in Sanskrit, was written in 12th century. So who wrote Rajatarangani? Kalhana wrote the Rajatarangani book. In that he explained about the Kashmir, how was the Kashmir in those time, and what is the beauty of the Kashmir, and who ruled that Kashmir, okay, and what are the availability of the Kashmir and the nature of the Kashmir. These all are written, Kalhana written in his book Rajatarangani book. Okay, as a term, historians, Kalhana referred to different regional original documents, inscriptions and coins to check the facts. Growth of new languages. So if you see the ancient time onwards, language is going to develop. First, they don't have any first language. The people, they can orally they spoke that language. They doesn't have any script. Okay, nowadays we are writing in English, A, B, C, D alphabets we are writing in Telugu, Varnamala, like these all are in Hindi also, Varnamala, these all are writing, and every language has a lipi. Okay, in the ancient time, in the medieval time, the people, they which language they spoke, but that language doesn't have any language doesn't have any script. Okay, that languages also we can see in those times, like Sanskrit, Persian, regional languages. The Sanskrit, Persian, these are the official language, and regional language also developed in their kingdom, interior of the part of the kingdom. They developed many languages. Rajatarangani used in Telangani used was in Telangana, Kashmiri in Kashmir, Awadhi in Hindu, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarati. Okay, these all are the regional languages. Present day also we know that in Telangana people we are talking Telugu language, Telangana and Andhra people. And if you go to the Gujarati people, they speak Gujarati, and if we go to the Kerala, they speak different language. They have their own language. Kannada, they have Kannada language, Karnataka Kannada language. These all are the regional languages. Many regional languages we can see. Same like that, this language is also going growth. Every time it is going to change. The language is also going to change from the medieval and ancient period onwards. Historians' problems. So historians also, they visited many they faced many problems to come from the seaways and on the land. They visited many of the kingdoms, and they wrote many books to praise that they stayed in the empire of the king, and they praised they wrote many biographies to praising the kingdom and king, and how that kingdom was. Okay, and all their documents are kept in archives. Okay, they also faced many problems from the kings and queens in those days, because language problem. They faced language problem. Okay, these all are problems faced by the historians. And also they also saw many of the historians, they see what are the problems faced by in India. We have a Varna system and a caste system. These all are also, they observed how the people are facing the problem. Okay, these all problems also saw by the historians. Okay, new social and political groups. In a medieval and ancient period, new social and political groups are going to existed. Okay, and how these new political and social and political groups are existed. Some of these political also become politically powerful. Some of the social groups became the powerful in a politically. Among them were Rajputs from Rajasthan. It is surrounding Sikhs, who were religious groups of Punjab, Jats of Haryana. See, Rajputs in with Rajasthan, Sikhs in Punjab, Jats in Haryana. were formed. Athams who conquered rulers Assam. These all are the regional areas. In the regional areas, social groups of regional areas. These social groups, they showed their power on that. So they showed their power on the social group in their regional ways, in regional areas. They showed their powers, and they fought against the rulers also, for foreign rulers. And social groups, Kshatriya, Shudra, and Vaishya, these all are also the social groups, and different caste and low caste, upper caste, okay, and some of untouchability. These all problems also faced by the social groups. New social groups, they started fight against the Varna system and caste system also. They fight against all these things, and which they are paying taxes. Okay, Brahmans they called as they are the higher caste, and agriculture, trade, craft, these all are the lower caste people. They did all these things. They are Brahmins, they are not not done any agricultural works. Okay, they are these Brahmins, they stay only in a kingdom and king's palaces, and they give education to the kings and queens, sons of the kings and queens. Okay, only the higher classes they give education. Subcaste, jatis, varnas, these all are. Islam was came into existed in our country in the 7th century, and they feel they worshipped their own god, and Islamic and Bhakti movement was started in India. How this Bhakti movement was started, and what was the purpose this Bhakti movement was started in India. These all are the medieval period only. Okay.